everyone, it's Enchanted by Nunu and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a story time that really pulled at my heartstrings. And I know a lot of other sisters can relate as well, so you know what, let's get right into it. Assalamu alaikum sister, my name is Aya. I am 24 years old. I am writing to you and the rest of the Somali girls, or just girls in general, to be really careful when it comes to these men. I want to tell you a story that happened to me. I'm in my last year of nursing school. Like any girl, my parents started to pressure me, saying I need to find a man or they will. So I started actively looking for guys, and one of my friends suggested an app. I made an account, and just from being on there for 1 week, I met Ahmed, who mind you was from another country. Now this wasn't your average guy. From the beginning, he was kind, genuine, respectful. After talking in the app for a few days, he asked for my number, and even though I knew I wasn't supposed to give it, I gave it to him. First, it was just texting, and then it progressed into calls, then FaceTime. I honestly started to fall for him. We would talk for literally hours. One day, he told me we should be taking this serious and to delete the app, so we did. After that, everything was good. He was everything times 2. He used to pay for my daily coffee, have flowers sent to me randomly, and overall just spoil me. He used to remind me to pray and tell me I'm constantly in his dua. He would also read the Quran to me during my panic attack episodes. Everything was going so good until one day I got a call from my friend who was also using the app, and she said that Ahmed was back on the app. I was honestly shocked and heartbroken. Anyhow, I ignored him for a couple of days, kept giving him the silent treatment. He then said enough is enough and asked me to explain. So I told him everything, and his explanation was he deleted the app from his phone but did not delete his account, and that he is very sorry. This was a huge misunderstanding and kept proving it to me that it was not the case. I forgave him. It wasn't a big deal. Everything went back to normal immediately after. After a couple of amazing months, we have decided to get more serious, but before we did, we said we'll meet and see if the connection is the same as in person before we tell our parents. He booked a ticket to come see me. He would stay for 4 days. Like any girl, I was over the moon. I couldn't sleep because of excitement for the first couple of days. Over the winter Christmas break, I took days off work and planned to pick him up from the airport. I picked him up and I dropped him off at the hotel. He told me to get dressed and he'll pick me up for dinner. I went back home and got ready for our date. That evening, he rented a car and texted me he was here. As soon as I came into the car, there were flowers and a ring. I couldn't believe this was happening to me. I literally cried so hard, ruining my makeup. After that wholesome incident, we went out and had dinner. He did everything from opening doors for me, paying for dinner, entertaining me during that time. I was literally falling so in love with this man. After our date, we were talking in the car. He began complimenting me and I was becoming so shy. And then all of a sudden, he started to compliment how pretty my lips were and my figure, and I began getting a bit uncomfortable, but he wouldn't stop. He kept saying all of these inappropriate things and I was honestly so shocked. In the 4 months of knowing him, he never said these things, but anyways, I brushed it off and kept changing the topic. That's when he asked if I was a virgin. I told him yes. I continued to feel so uneasy and uncomfortable. I just wanted to go home. I told him it was getting late and that I should go home, and he said okay. He drove me home and he parked the car before I got out and apologized about the things he said. I told him no hard feelings or anything. I just thought it was too early and he agreed. After we were wrapping up the conversation, he leaned in to kiss me, but I dodged it. That's when everything turned left. He became upset and started to raise his voice at me. He was saying things like, oh, we're getting married soon. Why does it matter? I came here for you. I did all of these things for you. All of this was happening so fast, leaving me so confused. I thought we came to the conclusion that it was too soon and I was uncomfortable. So for him to be yelling at me was just too much. I couldn't handle it and I was trying to get out of the car, but he wouldn't let me. Things began to get physical because he wasn't letting me get out of the car. He pinned me against my seat and continued to apologize. I honestly couldn't hear much of what was being said because I was so scared and so confused. I began to cry. He kept apologizing. Everything was chaos. I ran out of the car and went home running straight into my room. I was crying so hard, hyperventilating. I grabbed my phone and began blocking him on every platform. I was so scared and terrified. I couldn't even sleep that night. And in the morning, he texted me on a fake number explaining himself, and I just couldn't see my Ahmed to the Ahmed I met last night. The Ahmed I spent the 4 months getting to know was not the Ahmed I met last night, and I couldn't believe it. He was apparently so pissed and texted me saying he never wants to see me again and that he was leaving. He tried contacting me and I wasn't answering. I'm writing to you guys so no woman ever feels this. I need you guys to be safe, and remember, guys can put up a front and portray themselves as someone else. Be careful, especially when it comes to long distance relationships relationships and these dating sites. This was honestly a hard lesson for me to learn, but alhamdulillah, I got through it. Thank you. Wow, Ahmed is definitely one for the books. To say that I am disgusted is an understatement, but she is so right. A lot of men do this, especially in the long distance relationships. And what really disgusted me with this Ahmed guy is he was doing the whole nice guy tactic. And the one thing I learned about the nice guy act is they're usually overcompensating for something. And sometimes they're overcompensating for the fact that they don't like you. Men like that are not only scamming women, but they're also scamming themselves. How is he supposed to improve who he is as a man if he's gonna run away from his shame, if he's not gonna take accountability for anything? So Aya, you dodged a bullet, girl. Like, I think you might have dodged a grenade. But on a positive note, I am so proud of Aya. I think she is such a boss. I love the way she handled herself. She didn't do the whole back and forth with him. She basically just called it quits and went about her merry way. And she's like in her last year of nursing. So Aya, the way that I see it, you're winning, babe. You're winning. Thank you for sharing your story with us. I have definitely learned from your story, and I've also learned from my experiences with the so-called nice guys who are actually not nice at all. And I just want to say to the sisters who are going through a heartbreak or are feeling disappointed because a man that they were talking to turned out to be an absolute jerk, you will get through it. And one day you're gonna look back and be like, I'm glad I went through that. I know more now. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to share it with other sisters who you think could benefit. Also, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. So I'm officially gonna stop the video here, and I will see you guys in the next video, inshallah.